Hello everybody, it's Tiger Knops here. I was going to talk to you about electric vehicles, EVs. I got interested in that about a month ago, and I thought it'd be good to have one just to drive, do errands, run to Walmart, run errands in it. And the smart car, you could pick one of them up pretty cheap. You could pick one up for $6,500, a late model. They're the smart car. It's a smart Passion is what they're called. Electric EV. They have a rear. The motors are in the rear. Even the gas models, the motor's in the rear. Now the gas models, from what I can find out, and I drove one or two, they ride really rough and not too good. But the electric cars, everybody says they're good. I looked on YouTube here, a lot of people, liked them. And you can pick them up cheap. So I thought maybe I'd get one and just charge it here at home. There's not any charging stations where I live close at all. But I thought if I could charge it at home, I could run errands in it and everything, and wouldn't have to deal with the gas and the oil and all the upkeep to a gas car. The brakes on a smart car, not too good, but I reckon they'll stop you. And the range on them is between 80 and 100 miles, which that's not bad just to run errands in. Probably 80 is probably more like what you'd get if you run an air conditioner and a heater and things like that. But the problem wound up with them, and I only found that out at the last minute. I was almost going to buy this one here, for $49.95. And but what I found out, I started looking to see what I'd have to do to get a battery if something happened to the battery or needed one. There was none of them for sale. Not on eBay. These battery rebuilding places didn't offer them. And after looking further, I found out, which I'm glad I did, if your battery goes bad in one of these cars after you buy it, you have to rent a battery from Mercedes for it. Runs you $80 a month to rent a battery. Now they maintain that battery for some time, but still, you wouldn't want to even at $4,900, you wouldn't want to buy a car like that and then have the battery go out and have to pay rental on top of it. So I backed out, and I just thought I'd make this video in case other people were looking at these cars, because nobody mentioned that in none of their videos. They brag about them. Of course, they're fine as long as your battery's fine, but it's like everything. A battery's gonna give you problems after a while. But I reckon that was their deal from the beginning. Mercedes decided that they would just lease the batteries to you, rent them to you, and then they would maintain them. Which that would be fine, I guess, for some people. But it wouldn't work for me. I don't like owing a bill like that every month. The smart car and the Nissan Leaf and the Fiat is all that's available around where I live here in the South. You see a lot of Leafs for sale on Facebook Marketplace, eBay, Craigslist. There's quite a few of them around, and they're a nice car. They're roomy, ride real good, but you can't get one of those for hardly less than $6,500. They generally around $85 and more, and still their range is still 100 miles, which you probably don't even get that. It's probably still more like 80, and that's if a Leaf's got little bars on the dash that show you the strength of your battery, and if it drops below 12 bars, you don't get to drive it as far. And on a Leaf, their battery's up under the car. It's a big thing, sealed up in a metal container, and you have to bust the seal to get it out to work on it. And they're basically made to buy one from the dealer. But dealers charge you too much. A Leaf, the battery can cost you $35,000 to $5,000. Has a warranty on it, but that battery, it's up under there. You'd have to put it on a lift and take a heister and lift it down from underneath it. So it's not a do-it-yourself type thing. And like I said, they're sealed. You have to chisel them open. And the Leaf, from what I look, once they get over 30,000 miles on them, the battery becomes weaker. So it really needs replacing it, unless you're just not driving it very far. The Fiat, good riding little electric car, but what they're saying now, Fiat didn't sell enough Fiats here in the United States. You know, Fiat owns Chrysler now, till they're pulling out of the United States. So I don't really want to get anything like that I can't get fixed. And I imagine here where I live, if I took a electric Fiat into the dealer, I might as well be taking a space shuttle in for them to fix it. They wouldn't know what in the world to do with it. They'd have to call and figure it out and teach themselves how to even fix it. So that's a problem with pretty much all of them. Nissan probably can fix them, but there again, they're going to charge you so much it ain't going to be worth it. So anyway, at the end of the day, I decided to just wait. Some of the new electric cars are getting their mileage up. The Chevrolet Bolt is up around 250, 300 miles. But still, again, for your main car, that's too much money. These cars cost up to around $30,000 and more. You get a tax credit on them, but you know, when you're going to have to spend so much on batteries and all, it's not worth it. The thing is, kind of makes me aggravated about battery cars is I know myself they could have fixed those cars so you could change those cells in the battery yourself. But it seems like the manufacturers on purposely made them hard to service, so you had to take them back to the dealer. I've got a Prius, and the battery's under the back seat, and you can open it up and you can change each individual cell. It's a little work, takes a little time, but you can do it. And you can buy the cells for the Prius for $60 to $100 on eBay or somewhere or another. And it's real easy with a voltmeter just to check them. They have about 7.5 volts on each cell. You run down through there and check them, and any of them's below that, you just replace them. But on these others, the Smart Car and the Leaf and the Fiat, they didn't make them that easy to, they made them so you would not be doing nothing to them. It's almost like it's a nuclear reactor inside of that box, and they don't want you in there, you know, fooling around with it. But I think it's got more to do if you bring it back to the dealer. They were made really in compliance. A compliance car is one they make just so the government will let them sell cars. They have to have so many, they have to keep their gas mileage at a certain level to be in compliance. A lot of them just built these cars like the Leaf, the Smart and all, just to comply with that law. But anyway, I thought I would make a little video because I know other people probably run across these smart cars and they think, wow, that's not a bad deal for a car. And you see here, they're tiny. You can park two of them in a parking spot. But, you know, to run to town or something or other, I wouldn't mind having one. But to me, if you give more than $2,000 for one, you're not going to recuperate what you put into it. And that's really the whole point in driving one, is being able to come out on the thing. You know, if you spend too much money, the people that gave $30,000 for them, it had to be a hobby, because they're not going to come out, they're not going to save anything. Now, my Prius, it's a 2005, and I haven't had any trouble with just normal maintenance. Easy to maintain, and like I said, if the battery goes out on hit, a lot of places have them, you know, sell them remanufactured. You can buy them on eBay used. You can change the individual sales. So that's, Toyota didn't try to dirtbag you and make it where you couldn't work on it and had to bring it back to the dealer. You can service it yourself if you want to. Or a mechanic can do it, just an ordinary mechanic, if he wants to. A lot of mechanics just don't want to do anything but the same thing over and over again. But I just thought I'd make this video. I spent a month looking at this and I almost bought this car here for $49.95 or something like that. And then discovered that if the battery was bad, I had to rent a battery for $80 a month. I didn't think that was too good of a deal like that. And nobody's saying that. Nobody's telling you that. Of course, they're not hiding it from you. They're just not out and telling you. All right. Appreciate you watching my videos. I make videos of a lot of things that interest me and things I do around home and things I do. If you'd hit like and if you'd subscribe, it doesn't cost you anything to subscribe. But if you do, it makes it a little more interesting for me to do it, because I'm retired, don't have anything to do, and this is kind of something enjoyable for me to do. Thanks for watching. Please hit like and subscribe down at the bottom. And if there's any questions, I don't mind answering them for you. Thanks.